So I'm not going to say much, but like I always tell people, you should never give me a microphone. It can get dangerous. So we are going to have some special veterans join us now. And Lou Nalepa, if you'll please come forward with your band of brothers. And I'd like to introduce you to Lou Nalepa. He was the crew chief on 60384, the plane back here. Oh. Okay.
Thank you.
So Lou, I'm going to turn it over to you and let you give us a history lesson. All right, thank you, sir.
So I'm Lou Nalepa from Scottsdale, Arizona. I don't do this well. To my right is Ron Spanky Ramirez. He was Spanky 52 years ago. When he left, he all of a sudden became Ronnie. Roger Ramjet Summerfield, Freeman Fry, and Susan, I don't know her last name, but she was one of the first F4 female crew chiefs. So a little back history, Freeman and I were stationed together from 1965 to 68 in a little airbase, Spangdahlem, Germany. We started on F-105s. In 67, we transitioned to F-4s. In 68, they sent us to Southeast Asia with our F-4s. We volunteered, that's right.
Were you
we volunteered.
You were volunteered.
And on my first day in Udorn, Thailand, I went to the flight shack and was given my orders, and those orders included a set of forms for an F4 tail number 66384, and that is 66384. That tail number designation is bogus. Whatever Edwards did, it's not 60384, it's 660384. 66 is the year of its birth. 384 is where it fell in the chain. Freeman, his aircraft was 66385. The sister ship. A short aside, one day in Udorn, Thailand, I get a call to go pick up a F4 that was shot up over Laos and needed to make an emergency landing. This aircraft comes down, it lands, taxis in, and I look up and it's 66385, and I'm like, well, that's weird. And weirder, when I went into the speed brakes to get the forms, I pulled the forms out, and I see the crew chief is Freeman L. Fry. So it can't be a coincidence. I went to the Radio Shack and found him in Tonsanut and called him and said, I got your plane. What do you want done, and where do I send the invoice? Because we're gonna get this thing fixed up for you. So 384 flew hundreds of missions over North Vietnam. If there's a real veteran here today, it's that plane. It saw more harrowing events than all of us. It was shot at, it came back, shot up one time. I encourage you to go to that display table and take a look at the pictures, and on one of them you will see on the nose that these two individuals had painted oink oink on the nose because after a particularly harrowing flight where it caught a lot of flack, it was in a hangar for weeks and came back and it was never quite right. And pilots would come back complaining about this, complaining about that. And one morning I came in and I found oink oink painted on the nose. So, but everybody has, a lot of hometowns had cannons in front of the schools and tanks in front of the buildings. And you guys have these two planes. And when I found out in May, I just found out in May that this aircraft was here. Spanky found it on some Air Force inventory and called me and said, I found your aircraft. Now, I told theirs were both shot down over Laos. Freeman's was shot down. So these three are without aircraft. So he said, I found it in Arizona. So I thought Luke or Pimo Boneyard or somewhere. He said, no, it's in Quartzsite. I said, it can't be in Quartzsite. He said it's in Quartzsite. I said, it can't fit in Quartzsite. It couldn't have landed unless it landed on 10. So he sends me a link to this website, and I'm like, damn, it is in Quartzsite. And it's been here almost as long as I've been back. So I just said, well, we're going to go look at it. And I came back with my wife and my friend Doug in August, which is really an unfortunate time to be in Quartzsite, looking for an old girlfriend. But it was moving, and it's moving now to see that this aircraft made it through the war, and know that theirs didn't. It's to touch it is it's hard to explain the connection of that aircraft, and you guys are blessed to have something that's real, that once functioned and served in a critical component of the war effort. So that's my spiel, and treasure that aircraft. It's you guys are lucky. It's not a static display. That's a living, breathing monument to a lot of work. So thank you.
Well, I was hoping it'd be a little bit longer. I had to walk fast to get back here. Hey, Lou, thank you. I appreciate it. And to all of our crew chiefs, I appreciate each and every one of you.